I like this house, yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think there's going to be enough room in the attic. So I want something a bit more kind of traditional. But I don't want a chimney because the smoke would permeate. So I'm looking at like that house, yeah. But do I want a straw roof or do I want a wooden roof? I don't want it in chocolate colour either. I want it in milk colour. Oh, so what was it I wanted? No chimney. No. Oh. Hello Chappets and welcome to another Board Games Everybody Should ... Yes, the video review explanation show where I show you how games play and then leave it up to you because it's a game that everybody should ... Yeah, okay. In this video I am going to be looking at a slightly older game. It's about 20 years old, but it's recently had a bit of refurbishment done to it and a new paint job on it, and that's the game For Sale. Yes, this is a classic card game which is very quick and very reminiscent of other card games, but in this video I'm going to show you how to set it up and how to play it, and then I'm going to give you my review about the game before telling you whether it's my cup of tea or not, and then I'll leave it up to you to decide if this is a board game that everybody should have in their house. Yeah, that works. House. In the game there is a deck of cards, and this deck of cards consists of two types of cards. There are these building cards which are numbered from 1 individually all the way up to 30. There is also this deck of check cards. These again have different values from $15,000 to 0. There is also a load of little spare change which you're going to be using. Depending on the number of players, you will divide the money out evenly, as it says in the rulebook. And if there's a 4-player game in progress, you will have to remove 2 check cards and 2 building cards at random and place them back in the box without looking. But basically you'll shuffle these decks and get them ready. The game plays in 2 phases. The first phase, players are going to be using the money that they have to buy some houses. And then after all the houses have been bought, you'll be moving on to the second phase where you'll be selling your houses to get checks, and then the player with the most money reported from the checks is the winner of the game. So first phase, buying houses. You can put the checks out the way for now and just have the house cards in front of you. You will place out a number of cards depending on the number of players. So if you're playing a 3-player game, you place out 3 houses. If you're playing a 5-player game, 5 houses. Elementary, my dear Snotson. This is a 4-player game here. As you can see, the houses have different values. The lower the value, the lower the value, so to speak. You know, you've got an outhouse at number 4, but you've got a castle at 25. So obviously a 30 is the top of the creme de la creme. Yeah. On a player's turn, you start with the starting player. They can bid any amount of their money that they have to buy a house. Now you're trying to get the highest value because that will give you the biggest check at the end of the game. What you'll do is you'll bid either 0, so you say, oh, I'll bid nothing as the starting player, because the starting player can do that. Or you can bid higher. You could say, oh, I'm going to bid 2. I'm going to bid 2 on the houses. And then play will then pass to the player on the left. That player will have 2 choices. They can either bid higher than the previous bidder, so they would have to bid 3 or more, or they could pass. If they pass, they will have to take the lowest value building. If they've already bid from a previous round, any money that they had will be divided. So if I had bid 2 previously and I've passed, one of those money I would lose into the bank and the other one I would get back. If it was an odd number, say 5, you'd pay 3 to the bank and you get 2 back. and obviously you get the lowest value building which is on display, and that goes into your hand. Play will continue around the table with people bidding higher than the previous or passing and collecting the lowest value building until one building's left and one player's left. They will then pay everything that they bid to buy that very expensive house. They will then start the next round. You'll place out another amount of cards depending on players, and you will continue again bidding. Obviously, if you have no money left, you can't bid and therefore have to pass, taking the lowest value building. So you have to be careful with your money, because there may be quite a lot of buildings left to buy, or there might not be any buildings left to buy. So use your money wisely. Once this deck is depleted and there's no more buildings to buy, you move on to phase 2. All players should have the same amount of buildings in their hand as everybody else. And these are the buildings you're now going to sell in the selling phase. You're going to need the check deck for this. And what you do, again, you'll place out a number of checks depending on the number of players. So 4-player game, 4 checks. What you can do is you can arrange these checks in order. So the most expensive, highest check, valuing down to the lowest value domination check. Domination? Domination. Now this is where the players have to gauge which building to sell, because you're going to be playing a card face down in front of you, so are all the other players. And when you reveal, it'll be the highest value building which gets the highest value check. So obviously if you've played a 3 and everyone else has played at 20, 26 and 27, you're going to get the lowest check, which is not going to be good for you at the end of the game. So now players will have to decide which of their properties they're going to sell this round. The building that you sell will gain you one of these checks. So let's just say I wanted to sell a very high building like this 29. There's a good chance that I will get the higher value check due to the fact that there's only one number higher than that. If I don't care which check I want to get, or if I definitely want to get the lowest one, I could play the 1 or the 2 just to bluff the other players into a sense of I haven't got the 1, but someone else has got a 1 out there. So all players will choose one of their buildings to sell and they will place it in front of them. Once everybody's done this, you reveal at the same time. You will then coincide the numbers of the buildings with the check. So as I said, the highest value building will get the highest value check, and going all the way down from lower to lower to lower. Players will collect their check that is worth the value of their building, and they will discard their building and keep the check face down in front of themselves. Once this is done, you rinse and repeat. You get another amount of checks out and you sell another building until all the checks and all your buildings are gone. And that is when you do the final tally. You count up all your checks and their values, and the player with the most spondoolies is the best landlord in the world. So to sum up, For Sale is a board game that everybody should take a second mortgage out for, because it is worth it. This game is a lot of fun. It might be a bit too light for some people. It's a lighter card game for me. I like my games to be a bit more in depth and a bit more intense. A bit like the other yellow card game called the Goblin King. Yes, it's that. Is it that? It's somewhere. This game is very, very light. It feels like Risk, but the thing is, you're not just having cards dealt to you. You have to get those cards into your hand. You want to get the best cards into your hand. So the first phase is actually fun, where you have X amount of money and you have to use that money wisely to bid on getting good cards, and knowing when to drop out is a very good strategy. You could just keep pushing your luck and just wish your money away just to try to get those best cards possible, but you're best off just sometimes just waiting around. So that's a nice kind of easy thing to get into. But then you've got the second half where it does feel like Risk, where you have to play your cards and you have to play your trump card at the right time to get the trump check. It's light, it's fluffy, it's fabulous. Yellow have done a good job of putting it into a nice small box. Nice tray to hold everything. The components, my complaint is these chips are annoying. They're small, they're rubbish, they fall out the box when you're carrying it around. Get rid of them, replace them with bigger coins. If you've got real coins, use real coins. Yellow should have had bigger coins, and then they could have slotted in to the tray instead, and then they would have stayed in. The card quality is very good, very thick, plasticky, round edges. The artwork is fantastic as well. The checks is nice. It's all clear. It does say 4000. Bien, ça c'est bien. But everything is perfect about this game, apart from those, of course. This game goes down well with families. It goes well with non-families. It goes down with gamer groups. It's a nice, light, quick filler. It plays best with 4 to 6 players. 3 players is not so great, but 4 to 6 is great. In the playing time, you're looking around 10 to 20 minutes. You know, if it's your first game for first player, you know, first time players, you're looking at maybe a tad longer than 20 minutes. But it's quick, it's light, it's fluffy, it's colourful. It's a fun filler game, and that's why you should have it. Go and get it now. Or do I have to come and wash your windows? So there you go, there's for sale, and that's my video. Hopefully this video has helped point you in the right direction whether this is a game that should be sat on your shelf or not, because you don't have to own every board game out there, you just need to own a few good ones. And hopefully this video has helped. So thank you very, very much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to find out more about what I do, you can go to boardgameseverybodyshould.com or follow me on Facebook at boardgameseverybodyshould. And if you want to help out create these videos and help motivate me a bit more, you can go to my Patreon at patreon.com and throw a few pennies my way and maybe pick up a promo for one of your games. So, thanks for watching. Ciao for now, and remember, play nice with each other, please.
Oh, wow. I rolled a 1. I believe I've earned a critical failure song, gentlemen.
Just sitting at the table next to Felicia would be quite nice. Wouldn't it be good? I got some board games, I don't know how many. Just like they do on beer and board games. Not an iron dream. I got no friends. Stupid. Why and has no shame. So I play solo. Just me and my tail. Why is it when I say I like board games? People look at me. Excuse me. I should have some children. Let them beat me just like Rodney said. No, for sake. It's such a simple thing as distributing cards in front of a camera can be such a pain in the ass. Oh, for sake! Just one card! In the game, you'll find a deck of cards. In the game, you won't be able to open the box.